Hello dear learners. Today we will discuss about Charles Darwin, a naturalist. Darwin was born in England on February 12, 1809. He studied, he was interested to become a physician but then not continued. Then he studied to become a minister, then again he did not continue. Finally, he graduated at the age of 22nd, and later on, he was boarded upon a ship named as HMS Beagle as a ship's naturalist. This voyage, it lasted for 5 years, and as a naturalist, his job was to collect and study the different types of plant material, animals, and geological specimens. The voyage it has begun in December 1831 and it lasted for around 5 years. Darwin he noted down all his observations in his journal and he recorded, and later on he worked on it his own observations and came to some inferences, some conclusions. Darwin's idea on gradual changes were influenced by Charles Lyell. What he stated was gradual and observable geological process such as erosion could explain the physical feature of Earth today. So that is, he was of the belief that what the Earth is in its present state is a result of slow and gradual changes that it has encountered. Darwin was also influenced by James Hutton, who in 1785 proposed that Earth was formed by geological changes that occurred over a long period of time. Darwin's most intriguing findings observed were on the Galapagos Islands. After returning home from his voyage, he continued to wonder about the things he had seen. Whatever thing he has observed, he has noted down. In around 1835, he read an essay written by Thomas Malthus. The essay was on human population. Malthus stated that the population can grow much faster than the rate at which the food supply and other resources can be produced. That means every living species or even a population can increase to its maximum number than actually it is attaining, irrespective of the available food sources and other resources. But it is not attaining that, or it is not moving to that level, and the production of more individual than the environment can support lead to struggle for existence. Obviously, when the number increases beyond a required number, the competition within and across the species will surely start to compete, and there will be scarcity of food and other resources. Now, this concept helped Darwin to propose a mechanism for evolutionary changes. Darwin, around 1844, he outlined his idea, but he failed to publish it. Around 1858, another British naturalist, Alfred Wallace, he has written similar findings, and fortunately Darwin has observed that. So as soon as he found or what the Wallace has written, it was pretty similar of his own finding. So around 58-60, Darwin and Wallace they have given that evolutionary naturalist theory. Alfred Wallace came to same conclusion about the basic principle of evolutionary changes. Then later on, the Darwin published his book Origin of Species. by means of natural selection. Darwin's observations, there was an enormous number of species that inhabited the earth. So there were diverse variety of or enormous different species of animals that has inhabited the planet earth. Patterns of diversity, he asked why similar ecosystems were inhabited by different types of species. Like why the grass of England had rabbits and why the grasslands of Australia had kangaroos. What makes this difference? Both of them they feed on the grasses. But why at one places we find rabbit and other places we find kangaroos? Darwin wondered why so many organisms that were once alive were now preserved as a fossil remain. Why they are not on the planet Earth today. They have been in extinct. Why did these organisms cease to exist? How were the fossils related to the animal origin? The Galapagos Island, which he has visited, he has found several different animals and he has noted down some observations. A small group of 16 islands, around 1000 kilometers square, off the west coast of Ecuador. Darwin noticed that even though the island was relatively very close to one another, they still have different climates. The lowest were hot, dry and barren, and the highest had more rainfall, more vegetation and more amount of animal life. Darwin noticed that the characteristics of many plants and animals varied noticeably between the islands. For example, Hood Island, the tortoise had long neck, curved shell and open around the legs, allowing these animals to move across or allowing these animals to get access to the spare vegetations. As there was scarcity of food, the long neck would help them to feed easily. Whereas on Isabella Island, the tortoise had small necks, domed curved shell, allowing for animals to feed better on a more abundant vegetation that was close to the ground. So, with this example, the tortoise on two islands which are not that far away from one another, but they have evolved differently. Many species of finches are birds, many species of finches were collected and differences were observed in the shape and size of their beak. So depending upon the shape and size of beak, the finches, they have been categorized and they are more prominently now known as Darwin finches. After returning to England, Darwin began to wonder if these animals living on the islands were once members of the same family and they have evolved differently. Now, what are the evidences for their theory? Geological records. Earth has been estimated to be between 4.5 to 5 billion years old. This was determined by using radiocarbon dating. Even fossil remains, they help to or they support these observations or these findings. The fossil remains direct and indirect remain of an organism preserved in media such as tar, ice, rocks and amber. Even fossils of prokaryotic life indicated that life existed around over more than 3.4 billion years ago. Fossils can be found in the upper and lower strata. These have been found that to resemble each other, suggesting a connection between modern forms and older forms, as well as divergent pathways from common ancestors. Another evidence